Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of First Look. Or you can say, before I go wrong, I'm going to say First Look. Yeah, and this is going to be First Look UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Yan. So, let's just run through it real quick. See what I'm kind of sitting right now. So, yeah, first fight, Jessica Panay versus Tabitha Ritchie, 150, not 155, 115 strawweight, women's strawweight. I got to go with Tabitha Ritchie right now. Well, I'm not going to give away predictions. I already said one, so it is what it is. Tabitha Ritchie. I'm gonna say high confidence, not gonna be locked. It's kind of giving me shades of Damon Jackson versus Sabatini in a way, given that Ritchie is a smaller, better wrestling fighter, and seemingly the fresher golden goose in the fight. But then again, Panay is just like pushing 40 and really ain't got much fight left in her. But it is, like I said, it's shades of it. I don't think Panay will come out here and front kick her in the face and then maul her and have her verbally tap. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think most of the case, the case going to be a very close. I'm not going to say very close. This is going to be coming down to who can push higher pace. Probably going to be Ritchie, being able to get the takedowns and push higher pace. It's simply going to come down to that. Not super stellar high on Ritchie, to be honest. Still feel like she's undersized for the weight class. Maybe they need like a 105 or probably like a 105 for her or something. Atom weight. But 115, she's still just always going to seem undersized to me. I don't feel like she has the talent to overcome that huge size advantage she has. I mean, size disadvantage she has. But she should be able to beat a 40-year-old Panay. Ain't gonna say this lock bet. Definitely gonna say that. So that's not gonna change. This probably be high confidence. Might even shift to average, but definitely never gonna get to lock. Just for some reason, I'm not super high on Ritchie, and it's not like a matchup that so much favors her. Panay will be the best fighter she's fought, the most experienced fighter she's fought, best grappler she's fought in an MMA fight. So it's gonna be a lot of things, a lot of firsts, a lot of the best for her in this one. But still, Ritchie should win that one. Much younger, and stylistically should have the advantage along with the youth. But yeah. Next one, heavyweight division, Olenek versus Latifi, or Alexei Olenek versus Ilir Latifi. It's one like Ilir Latifi's a wrestler, like will he take it to the ground and potentially get tapped out? I'm probably gonna say my predictions, like where they are right now. These are my final predictions. Like so that it helps me run through the card quicker, so I'm not trying to play both sides. But y'all give me y'all opinion on the fights, but I'm just gonna play my side or where I'm kind of sitting at. It might shift, might not. I'm just gonna run through the card and give my predictions real quick and not try to drag it out to a 40-minute video. Just try to get him out of here. So Alexei Olenek versus Ilir Latifi. Definitely a potential submission threat for Olenek if Latifi has to take it to the ground. Latifi's not the most fleshed out striker. He got power. He's strong. He's a strong wrestler, but not the most technical striker. And Olenek could potentially catch him with something on the feet, potentially. But Olenek himself is not the most technical striker either. But like I said, between two untechnical strikers, all it takes is somebody catching another person with it. It's not like it could, a lot of exchanges could end up being 50-50. But Latifi is a younger man. He's not so much younger. What's his name? Olenek like 45, Latifi 39. So Latifi not no spring chicken, but he's still like 6 years younger than Olenek. But yeah. Well, I guess the best thing for Latifi is he's younger, and he's a strong wrestler, so he should be able to keep us on the feet. He has the power and the speed advantage, so he should be able to touch Olenek and probably be able to get him out of there. Olenek has been taking damage the best these last couple years, and obviously he's 45. He's not, and he's been dropped like knocked out like 3 or 4 times in the UFC now. I mean, Latifi ain't that far behind, but Latifi's not 45, and it's not like he had them all back to back like Olenek had at one point. So different things. But yeah, kind of like not kind of. I'm liking Latifi good bit in that one to be able to keep it on the feet and then be able to touch Olenek with power. But Olenek is a wild guy. He's always got that surprise on him. So that's probably gonna be high confident. But like I said, Olenek always got something up his sleeve. So you gotta be cautious with that guy. You can't go lock bet against him with a guy like Latifi. It's the person you're backing. Latifi ain't the most trustworthy, and Olenek is sneaky. So yeah, it's not the exact style matchup that's like, oh, Latifi is the lock bet. He's not. Maxim Grishin versus Felipe Lins. Next fight, light heavyweight. In this one, going with Grishin here. I don't know how. I feel like he's the more technical striker. I feel like grappling will at least takedowns and positional battle. I feel like kind of even out, cancel out. But I feel like Maxim Grishin has fought at a higher level for the most part. Is the more cleaner, polished striker, whereas Felipe Lins. And also when you look at Lins' losses, it seems like a lot of them come to the more technical strikers. He lost to Tanner Bozer, lost to Andre Arlovsky, and a couple other people. Like he loses to more technical strikers, and Grishin is the more technical striker. And he does have a decent enough grappling, and he's not giving. I think he'll be the bigger man physically out there as well. So I think Grishin kind of struggles against, like, I don't know, what would he really struggles against? And also, he really did beat Dustin Jacoby, but they gave it to Jacoby. But or it really could have been a draw, but nonetheless, dropped him twice in the first round. Had two relatively close rounds in the second, third. But nonetheless, I'm going with this one. I feel like Maxim Grishin is in a better position to take advantage of Felipe Lins than Felipe Lins is to take advantage of Grishin. But I'm still kind of on the fence with this one because I feel like maybe Felipe Lins has come out there and is able to make this fight a little bit grindy and at least going for the takedowns or scoring them, not doing much with them, but enough to edge the fight. Like, that could definitely see that as a possibility. But other than that, I feel like Grishin, like, just looking at both their styles and both their history, it looks like Grishin is in a better position to take advantage of Lins. And it's not like one guy's so much younger than other. I mean, Grishin is the older fighter, but like by like a year. But so ain't really nothing to factor against him. Giving up like a year of age, or has a year of age over him, and then has like more than twice the experience, which could be wear and tear. So yeah, on the fence with that one. Next one we have lightweight division, Joakim Silva versus Jesse Ronson, and going with Joakim Silva here right now, but on the fence with this one as well because Joakim Silva, I feel like if he uses his BJJ, this should be an easy fight. Uses his wrestling, uses his BJJ, this should be a pretty easy fight. But when you look at his record, he rarely has used. I think he submitted like one guy like real early on in his career. Other than that, it's been knockouts. Like, it's been knockouts. It ain't been like he been going out there really grappling. And then Jesse Ronson, I feel like technically he's the better striker. But I think athletically, overall, Joakim Silva is the more, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is this. Joakim Silva has the athleticism on the, like, overall, but Jesse Ronson is the more technical striker. And if people try to play striking with him, it can potentially not bowl the best for him. And I feel like the easiest path to maybe just mix up on the feet, then go for the takedown, then try to tap him out. But yeah, that'd be the smart path. But is he going to do the smart path? Like, he hasn't done his whole career. And even if he want to do that, if you're not doing that consistently in your career, are you going to do that in the cage? We don't know. But nonetheless, it's going to be a low confident pick, whichever way I lean, this is going to be a low confident pick because neither of these guys are super high IQ fighters. And the Ronson on the side, like, grappling deficiencies. Joakim Silva on the side. But yeah, low IQ MMA right there. So next fight we have in the women's 140-pound weight class. Catchweight, this is kind of odd. Why they fight at 140? But it is what it is. Like, catchweight bout. I guess because Chelsea Chandler is coming in on short notice. But nonetheless, Julija Stolarenko versus Chelsea Chandler. I'm about to go Chelsea Chandler here as of right now. I'm going to pick my shift. Julija Stolarenko is still relatively young and whatnot, so she still can make improvements, but she really ain't been making improvements. She got a win, but it's like it wasn't really because of her necessarily. It's because her opponent got a boob job, just coming off an armbar loss, and then gonna play in her wheelhouse and not really be prepared to play in her wheelhouse and got made to pay for it. That's simply what happened. Chelsea Chandler is a solid grappler coming from a reputable, heavy grappling gym that was that Cesar Gracie. And those people were like very solid in their BJJ game, so she should be able to neutralize the armbar. And on the feet, I feel like she has packed more power. Technically, they're around even on the feet. Maybe so. I'm gonna say they even on the feet, but Chandler has more power. She has the better wrestling, not the judo, but should be able to get a top position and neutralize the armbar. Probably even crack her sometimes on the feet. Then just mix it to the ground, neutralize the armbar, and just ride that top position to a decision, or maybe get a stoppage of her own, maybe. But liking Chelsea Chandler here, I feel like she has the skills to neutralize Stolarenko's one-trick pony skill set. That's just flat out where I'm leaning right now. Next fight we have in the middleweight division, Brendan Allen versus Christoph Jocko. And with this one, let's get to the point on this. I feel like right now I'm leaning Jocko here because Jocko his best style matchup is grapplers. Brendan Allen trying to get out of that mode and become a more well-rounded mixed martial artist, but he still very much falls into the grapple department. We look at most of his wins have come by grappling. We look at his knockout. I mean, he had one decent full-on 3-round win in the striking matchup against Punahele Soriano, but Punahele Soriano was still like pretty much on the rise. He's not a fully fleshed out fighter just yet, or he's still a green fighter. And then he beat up Sam Alvey, who's a fighter on the opposite end. Like, it should have been out the door, Sam Alvey. Like, everybody been knocking Sam Alvey. So it's like, what can you really go based off? I mean, obviously the skills are still there. You can definitely see the skills. You can't deny the skills. No matter who they fight, and the skills are there. But I feel this is a winnable fight. Probably low confidence Christoph Jocko here. But historic-wise, Christoph Jocko does well against grapplers. and should be able to stuff Allen's takedowns pretty well. And on the ground, should be comfortable in position there, and like should be able to work back to his feet without giving up too much time on the ground, and then should be able to outwork Allen on the feet and probably and most likely would beat him to a decision. But given the fact that Allen, when he loses, gets stopped, stoppage is definitely on the table. But right now, historic wise, just leaning off the stats and the trends, Jocko should win this one. We've gone purely based off trends and style, the style matchup. But yeah, barring Bernal actually makes some significant improvements and comes in and fights a pretty solid game plan. Jocko's definitely beatable if you come in with a good game plan and show some good improvement. But if you come in the same, this should be Jocko's fight all day. That's one of the variables you got to deal with in MMA. People, I mean, any sport, like people should get better. You hope they get better, but can you lean to them getting better? It's not the trustiest thing because a lot of times people don't. Most times they don't. In the next fight we have in the bantamweight division, Randy Costa versus Guido Canetti. And with this one, I'm going Costa right here. I have my concerns about the second round, third round if it goes there, but definitely this fight should end in the distance, no matter who wins. It's like pretty much seeming like first round or bust for Costa, but again, I guess like first round or bust for Costa seeming like maybe in under 60 seconds prop or 60-second or under props, maybe for Costa as well. He's got to get people out of it pretty quickly or just fades in the second round. But going in there with like a 45-year-old, 40-something-year-old guy, Costa should be able to be strong in the second round as well. You know, he's not going to win a young guy. Like, he's not going to win no Adrian Yanez or some other guys. Tony Kelly. I mean, Tony Kelly ain't the youngest dude, but he's not going to win no bright prospect, bright contender like Yanez. He's going to with a 40-year-old mid-tier fighter or low-tier fighter. But, yeah, Costa should be able to get him out of there. I don't think Canetti can survive that first round rally. I think he gets put out in the first round. But definitely some concerns there, which prevent it. This should be a lock pick. And that just goes to the concern of, no, why does Costa struggle past the first round? Like, what's up with him? What's his deal? So the only thing preventing this from being a lock is Costa himself and his own issues. But outside of that, this should be a first round stoppage for Costa. Matter of fact, this should be a win. It should be a lock pick for Costa, but kind of be stuck into a first round or bust for Costa. But he like 80% chance he should win in the first round. He should win and should win in the first round. But yeah, that's that pick. Next pick we have in the lightweight division, Mike Davis versus Vyacheslav Borisov or Slava Claus. And I definitely don't see the hype behind Slava Claus. I definitely don't see the hype. He definitely a winnable fight. I'm going to go like low confidence right now, probably Mike Davis. I feel like Mike Davis has definitely had the wrestling edge. I feel like low-key he has the striking edge. But who's tougher? We're not sure. I know Mike Davis is the toughest fighter. If Borisov can maybe work to his leg, work to his body, wear on him, and just kind of stalk him, definitely opens up some avenues for him and make the fight more his favor. But I think Mike Davis has the higher ceiling, just the better talent. But is he mentally tough? Is he physically tough? Then on the other side, Borisov, we saw him got rocked by not even Austin Hubbard. He got knocked out. He got rocked by Dakota Bush. Like, yeah, like who you got rocked by Dakota Bush. And other than that, like whoever you really fought, who you ever really beaten, like his level of competition hasn't been the best. And it's not like he has had the most stellar performance. Just got wrestled up by Mark Casey, like for dominated in the grappling department. So, but we haven't seen Mike Davis really go for a cardio fest wrestling battle over no one. But maybe it's something he could bring out in this fight. But nonetheless, I feel like Mike Davis. It's another case where I feel like striking relatively even. Mike Davis will have the athleticism on him. He have the height, have the reach, have the speed on him, have the wrestling, grappling on him. He'll have pretty much every edge. Slavkov, Borisov come kind of lean into out toughing him, maybe out striking him, or really all things kind of seeming to Borisov needs to knock him out, whereas Davis can knock him out, potentially submit him, can out wrestle him, can decision him, like leaving him Borisov with very limited options out there. So yeah, I got like Mike Davis here. Again, not super impressed with Slava Claus at all. And this should be Mike Davis' fight to win, but low confidence because like I still question Mike Davis' toughness. And if Borisov can, put some hurt on him, will Davis be the same fighter? Or will Davis be able to like give it back? But barring that, it should be Davis' fight, or he shows that he can take that, then this definitely is his fight. So yeah, going Davis right now. Like I said, I ain't saying the round all the stuff, but it should be Davis right here. That's who I'm leaning right now. But like I said, give me your thoughts in the comment section where you're leaning and why you're leaning there. And like I said, maybe shift my opinion or maybe give me some insight I'm missing. Next fight we have in the featherweight division, Sadiq Yusuf versus Don Shyness. And it's going to be a high confidence. Yusuf should be a lot confident, but Yusuf does have a questionable chin, does get rocked in a lot of his fights, does get stumbled in a lot of his fights. And Shyness is a very aggressive fighter, got some decent power, nothing crazy, but decent power, very aggressive. And those aggressive fighters can definitely catch you if you get, especially if you're chinny. But should be Yusuf, should be to get him out in the distance. Definitely, I feel like in the distance should be the prop for this one. And like, yeah, no matter who wins, it's gonna be in the distance. Yusuf, high confidence, very high confidence. 90% chance he should win this one. Not 100% chance, but 90% chance, or like 88% chance he should win this one. Just a more technical striker. And I don't feel like China's has any real advantage at any point in this fight. I feel like Yusuf just should be able to just get him out of there, should be able to pick him apart on the feet. Maybe kind of stave off that little early rush, let him settle the fight down, then pick him apart with relative ease after that, probably first 2 minute down. Like, let the fight settle down a bit, then pick him apart. It should be able to just dissect him without too much ease. It's just that first 2 minutes, maybe that first round, max, that's where you're going to see the concern. Or maybe even third round, if like depending on his style. But I feel like definitely his most dangerous would be first round. Or he could try to technically or try to tactically drag it out and then try to, have his little burst at points. And then try to, save that off the third round and put on a rally. But really, I'm just still, especially coming on short notice, it's that first round. First 2 minutes, really. And then on to our next one, we have in the bantamweight division, Ronnie Barcelos versus Trevin Jones. Got to go Barcelos here. I'm gonna say about average confidence. Should be high confidence, but Trevin Jones is one of those guys like so unpredictable. Like he could be this, he could be that. And even his fight against Javid Bashara, in hindsight, he did much better than like pre-sight. I picked him, but post-sight, you're looking at how good Javid Bashara is. He low-key did decent against him, given all things. And like he was touching on a couple of things as well. Like so, Trevor Jones had that sneaking ability to be able to touch people with stuff, and this underrated work rate as well. And like I say, he could find his ways in there, but stylistically wise, historic wise, I feel like Barcelos is the more fleshed out fighter for better competition overall. Now I'm just saying just one fighter fight for fight, but like overall, I've been fighting better competition for longer, doing better against better competition for longer. And clear wrestling advantage, should be to keep this on the feet relatively easy, or take it to the ground, and should have no issue with Trevin Jones grappling. Just on the feet, it's really kind of coming down to, can Trevin Jones sneak in a good shot in there on him? That's what's kind of coming down. Like Trevin Jones is very good at finding those little sneaky shots, and that could change the course of a fight. Or they stand active enough, then at points land that sneaky shots in there. But other than that, this is keeping it very broadly speaking. Trevin Jones kind of just stuck to sneaky shots. He's not really, in the overall game, it's like he's getting run over. But he added those little sneaky little crevices in, those little sneaky little angles and landing little sneaky shots in there. That's where he, it opens up. But other than that, should be bar stuff all day. Like I say, he can control where this fight takes place. And on the feet, he's the more technical striker. And should be able to just press him and be able to land consistently on him. So yeah, Barcelos in that one. Next fight we have in the bantamweight division, John Castaneda versus Daniel Santos. And with this one, I'm really kind of leaning Santos a little bit right here. When I really look at Castaneda's fights, don't be super impressed with him. And another thing, Daniel Santos is not going to be a guy that's going to backpedal for him too much. He's a shoot box fighter. He's going to be right there in the middle, scrapping with him. It's like, who can take more? Like, they're going to have a battle out there. It's definitely going to be a 50-50 fight. So this is looking like probably one of the more promising dogs out here, to be honest. Like, kind of seems like a struggle to find dogs on this card, to be honest. But Daniel Santos, I feel like he will fight and scrap and turn this into a 50-50 fight. And like, who can better stave off of it? I'm not impressed with Castaneda's wrestling defense. They say, oh, he had this background and that background, but I see every time somebody go for a takedown or a submission to like a trip or a submission attempt, like to try to, use it to gain advantage, this man falls on the ground like his legs made out of Play-Doh. So like, I feel like Daniel Santos could, even potentially out-grapple him, to be honest. I'm not super impressed with Castaneda's grappling. I'm not saying it's trash or bad, but you give him a position way too easily, and definitely higher level guys will exploit that to the max. Now, Daniel Santos, I'm not saying he's the highest level guy, but nonetheless, see this is a scrappy fight. Right now, I'm leading Daniel Santos. I feel like shoot box fighter, that's what they do. Should be able to push his pace. I feel like he got more tools on the feet than Castaneda. And I feel like he's gonna engage in more ways and more avenues, probably even temp submissions, and just like let it all hang out there, and should be able to get the better of the scrambles and get the better of the trades of the inside. That's what, like I said, that's what they do at shoot boxing. You gonna battle him where he trains, like you're gonna go where he trains. Basically, that's what they do. You're gonna battle him at what he does. He should likely prevail in that. But nonetheless, 50-50 fight, I feel, are gonna play out in the 50-50 exchanges. But I feel like Dan Santos, right now, I'm leaning Santos to win. So yeah. Next fight we have in the co-main event, Randy Brown versus Francisco Toronado. And really, this might likely be my most confident pick, and it's not even gonna be a lock. Probably like high confidence Randy Brown to beat Toronado. Much taller, much longer, much younger, a very technical striker, very good footwork, not just flat out on his feet, sit at the end of range, like mixing the range, attacking, and on his toes. Like, I feel like Toronado don't really have no angle here, and Toronado could try to wrestle, but just gonna be tiring himself out with that man, like 45 years old, and never really been the super greatest wrestler or greatest grappler either. And I'm saying he's bad, definitely underrated in the area, but Brown is more than competent enough to deal with his wrestling, more than competent enough to deal with his BJJ, and should be the pick on part. Maybe even get it a stoppage in this one, but definitely the pick right here should be Brown. It's not even about who should win. It's Brown's winning, but how's he winning? It's going to be decision most likely, but maybe make it juicy. Maybe he gets him out of there. That's the thing. So Brown is my most confident pick right now, I feel, in this one, and should, push Toronado to retirement or put him in retirement. The next fight we have in the main event, Dern versus Yan, or Mackenzie Dern versus Yan in the strawweight division. And this fight I'm on the fence, but right now I'm gonna say I'm on Dern's side. Like, hate to say, well, I don't really hate to say it, but I be fading Dern a lot, like, cause it's kind of like how you a BJJ black belt, BJJ goddess and whatnot, but you got like 9% takedown accuracy. That just don't make no sense. But yet she still keeps on winning. That's the question for, like, she's a grappler. She needs to get the fight to the mat, but she struggles to get it to the mat. 9% takedown accuracy, but she still keeps on winning. Like, right now, it's somebody who just keeps finding a way to win. You just gotta lean to them. And I feel like when Yang goes to the ground, like, it's hard to get her to the ground, but she's exploitable. I feel like in a 5-round fight, Dern can get her to the ground, and I feel like Dern could put her away. I feel like Yan's most exploitable area is her ground game, and if Dern could somehow manage to get to the ground, it opens up opportunity. Then on the other side, Yan's not really no finisher, so again, that opens up opportunities. Even if she was, Dern is a very tough. Not the most technical striker, not the most technical fighter overall. Technical on the ground for sure, without a doubt on the ground. But overall, as fighting, not the most technical fighter. And yeah, overall, is the more technical fighter as far as the overall fighter. But on the ground, she's exploitable. 5 rounds, and you're not a heavy hitting fighter. You're not the fighter that's not necessarily the most volume putting fighter. You're not necessarily the most solid and completely shut down fighter where you can just like so clean and precise and so high fight IQ. Like, so this presents opportunities, and I feel like Dern will be able to exploit that, potentially submit her. But it's not gonna be a pretty fight. It's a Dern fight. 9% takedown accuracy, Dern. Gonna be out of swinging. Then just trying to force something to happen. And maybe off a trip or maybe opportunity, Dern will eventually capitalize. Or maybe she even gets around because people just like Dern. So even though she loses the round, getting outstruck by like 10 strikes, face bleeding, she don't these overhands. Maybe she catch her one overhand and the judges just favor that over her getting outstruck by 10 strikes. And it's like, since she eats out some rounds, then she get like one round where she grapples and wins another close, ugly decision, or gets that opportunity on the ground and taps her out. So like right now, very low confidence, but I only do low confidence. But low confident pick, I'm leaning Dern. But how do y'all see it? Like, it's just one of those fights. It's just one of those fights. Matter of fact, that's every Dern fight. It's just one of those fights. Like, she should lose, really. In all reality, she should lose this fight. But I just have an inkling she's going to win. She's going to find a way to win, or the judge is going to find a way to give her the win. But that's my predictions as of right now. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.